Matt, another month has gone by, a very successful month on the pitch. We had 5 wins over 6 games. We've reached the 30-point mark after just 14 games of the whole season, and we got to celebrate John Rudge's birthday in probably one of the best ways possible, with a statue unveiling and with the match day as well. First of all, I think it's fair to say that smile on your face has been there all month. How has October been for you?
Yeah, pleasing, I think, is something you can definitely say. I think getting the momentum of winning football games, I think, the supporters, the staff, the whole club really needed that positive momentum, and I think it's helping, with the engagement with fans, it's helping with just the feel-good factor around, but important that we don't take that for granted. And I think, football's, as we all know, a really funny old game, and momentum can shift the other way, so we've got to make sure that we keep that positive momentum, keep the feel-good factor around the club, and hopefully Darren and the lads keep winning football games, which is definitely helping with it, with a lot of things across the whole place. You
mentioned Darren and the lads winning football games. Let's start with the football. We came into this month with the gaffer winning Manager of the Month in September. I think it's fair to say he's probably a top nominee for the October award as well. On the pitch, it's been absolutely incredible to watch the team kind of grow into the team that Darren has been telling us about, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and I think the pleasing thing for me is the connection that we've got, and that's with the team. I think the team is representing the football club as we want them to, the way that they conduct themselves on the pitch, the way that they conduct themselves off the pitch. I think they've really bought in to the club as a squad of players. You can feel that around the place. You can see that when they're out proactively, going out and talking to supporters, out on the community sessions and community programmes, and just the feel around a match day. I think that's the most pleasing thing for me, that yes, we're winning football games, but the whole connection across the club. Winning helps, but it's not the only thing that does that. And I think the way that Darren, his team, the staff have embraced Port Vale Football Club and what we've done across the summer, and then that's led into the season, has been outstanding, and long may it continue.
You mentioned there that connection, that bond. You can see it at the end of every game now. The players, the supporters, they're literally coming together as one. Evident more so that Wimbledon game, just a couple of days from when we were speaking. But it's that feeling of that togetherness, and almost it's the supporters that, in essence, secured us the 3 points with getting behind the team. Even when Wimbledon came back to score the second, it was nervy last 5 minutes. That connection has really shone what the work the players, the manager and the supporters are doing to get us to this point.
Yeah, absolutely. We've worked hard on that, I think, over the summer as a group of staff, where we've gone, look, we need a team, but we need a football club that connects with its community and with its supporters. And great example was Saturday, when they scored to make it 3-2, and the supporters got louder. The supporters got right behind the team, which I think, if we're being brutally honest, this time last season just wouldn't have happened. I think the connection with the team and everything else just wasn't there. So everything that we've done around it, and credit again goes to Darren and the lads ultimately, because they're the ones that are out there representing the badge on the pitch, and you can see it that. And the fans react to that, supporters react to that, and to get us over the line. And we spoke on Monday morning about that the supporters really did lift the lads, lift the energy in the stadium, which ultimately made sure that we kept those 3 points in the bag.
And you yourself have never shied away of how important the supporters are at every aspect of the club, whether it's on the pitch, off the pitch, whether it's making decisions about rooms, or whether it's a number of things. You've never shied away about how important that connection is, and it's something you live by on a day-to-day. We know internally it's always, well, think of the support. It's always the supporter is the most important priority in any decision or anything that's made in the club.
Yeah, definitely. And ultimately, you win games and you lose games. And as a football club, we're going to do that. And we're not going to continue to win every single game this season. We're going to have ups and downs. Hopefully, we continue to win more than we lose, obviously. But one thing that's consistent in any football club, but one thing that I think is unique about Port Vale, is the real sense of the supporters and their belief in the football club, their connection to it, and their understanding of it. And I think we have to recognise that. And it's not always having, the supporters making decisions for the football club, but it is absolutely having supportive influence on stuff that matters to them. So the things that we're trying to do, and the start of that was a team that connects to them, but the whole experience of a match day, a non-match day, what the club stands for, what it does for its community and in the community are really important to me, but ultimately now, really important to the individuals that we've got working for the football club and the supporters that are going to be here, for years and years and years to come.
A man who understood the importance of the supporters and that connection, John Rudge.
Absolutely.
We managed to celebrate John at the Wimbledon game with his family, and I don't think I've ever seen John as emotional. I think we finally cracked him. We managed to see a bit of emotion as the video was played, Josh Green's video was played. But on the Monday before the game, it was such a special day, organised by the Supporters Club. They've raised an incredible amount of money to get the statue, which is going to be a permanent fixture outside the Hamel End. Let's talk about John Rudge and that celebration. How important, goes back to the supporters question again, how important the relationships with the Supporters Club to be able to honour a man like Rudge, who's in and around the building most days. I think people don't realise he actually is still in and around the building most days. Getting to celebrate him and getting to celebrate ultimately his 80th birthday with, birthdays as they go, his family have got a lot of topping to do for next year. But to celebrate his 80th birthday in that style as well.
Yeah, I think Monday was the culmination of 3 years, near enough, hard work by the Supporters Club and in particular the Statue Committee, in which we were really proud and privileged to play a significant part in making sure the delivery of the day was as good as it can be. The feedback from everyone that came on the day, everyone that saw the stuff online, the family, John himself has been, so positive, and that gives us such a good feeling. I think we, going to the whole bit that we're talking about in terms of that connection, I think that was a great example of where we're at now, where the Supporters Club and the football club have now got an alignment, which is brilliant, because we can, when we start to get that, and I've said this many times, when we start to get that, you get that momentum as a club, because everyone's, walking in the same direction, everyone's wanting the same thing, and that feel-good factor, has always been there with John Rudge, and what an unbelievable day. Then Saturday, I was standing on the sidelines watching, Josh's video again after seeing it on Monday, and I just had goosebumps. It was incredible. The silence of the supporters when the video was playing was so loud, and it was just incredible to see John, to see Dal, who John absolutely idolises, and the family there, and for them to have such a special day, but everyone to feel that as well. What a man! The best compliment is he doesn't understand how important he is to Port Vale, and I think, well, if he doesn't still know the importance of him, he never will. But that's how humble he is. That's what a nice guy he is. And as you say, he's around the place regularly, goes home and away still. The support he gives to Kevin and to Carol is unwavering, and has been there since they took over the club in 2019. And John has been a great support to me and to so many people, and to be able to honour him, driving in and out of the club, and seeing him there, every time you do that is it's a privilege to work for Port Vale, and to have someone like John as someone that you can talk to and call a friend now. So
very quickly, let's talk about Josh Green's video. It showed just what a history the football club has got, with just one man at the helm of it as well. And then to play out the game like we did against Wimbledon in a game, and I said to the gaffer, and I think Phil Bowers said to the gaffer as well, John Rudge would have been proud of a game like that. It would have been the passion shown by the players. It was almost like the day and the game was built around Rudge. It was a game built in his kind of mould of they're going to keep fighting till the very end. They'll leave everything on the pitch, which we saw at the final whistle. The amount of players that kind of collapsed in a heap of we got through it. It was a proper John Rudge performance, really.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the supporters and obviously staff saw the video just before the lads came out, but I know that Darren played the video to the lads as well pre-game, which just shows again the importance of them really understanding what John, but also what the history of Port Vale means to everyone connected. And Josh Green, what a talented supporter, what a talented person, and equally what a lovely lad. So to have him and his brother with us on, at the game on Saturday, and for him to see his video and to see what it means to everyone else. And I know you and the rest of the media and comms sort of team as well, Dan, are very proud of what Josh produced, and now hopefully what he's going to start doing a little bit more of us as well. And that's what we want. We want supporters to be part of this as well. It's not just about the staff and what we think and what we do. It's definitely getting supporters such as Josh involved, and it's brilliant to see.
In that video, we saw some incredible FA Cup triumphs, which our supporters will continue to remember fondly. FA Cup this weekend, we get to kind of step foot back into the world's oldest competition. We welcome Barnsley here. The women's team play in the first round of the Women's FA Cup for the first time, and on Tuesday, the academy actually get to step foot onto the pitch in the Youth Cup as well. It's a very FA Cup heavy weekend this weekend. Important games all round across the club, just to really show what we're all about and the intent in these competitions as well.
Yeah, definitely. FA Cup, always a special weekend, and I think this weekend links also into remembrance for us, so it'll be our remembrance game. So I know there's stuff that will be going out and has already gone out about, again, asking supporters to get in early to be part of that remembrance, which we always do as a football club, and important. But I think going on to the FA Cup, I think for us it's a chance to take a breather from the league, but equally it's a really important game for the football club. FA Cup, and if we can get if we can win in the FA Cup, again, builds momentum. It keeps that winning feeling. I would encourage supporters to come out and back the lads. I know that there's been a number of home games recently, but if we can get a loud, noisy and supportive Vale Park again at the weekend, it'll definitely push the lads on, and I know it will now. So so definitely encourage people to come along, support us against Barnsley, and hopefully get us over the line. The women's team, well documented that they've had some a lot of success over the last couple of seasons. But again, first time we've ever been into the first round proper. So Kidderminster Harriers away. And I know the women's first team are going in the team coach, which the menus for the away games this weekend, which is brilliant for them to sort of get that experience, and for us as a football club to acknowledge their achievements. So they'll be going to Kidderminster, and we really hope that they get the results that they'll be looking for. And equally, you mentioned about the scholars and the youth team, and for them to be here at Vale Park on Tuesday evening against Burton Albion in the FA Youth Cup is a great occasion for the young players, their families, for Will Ryder, for Donny, and for everyone else associated to that youth team, and a chance to sort of celebrate that. And it's not always about results with the youth team, but I think when it comes to FA Youth Cup, it's important that we get that winning opportunity. And I think for the lads, they'll be desperate to take the opportunity on Vale Park. Hopefully people come out and support them as well, because it's important that we see some of the talented young players that we got at Vale. They get the experience of a stadium, and equally hopefully a few there to watch them. So an exciting few days for the club.
And we've seen just how important the youth games and the FA Youth Cup can be to players. I mean, Jack Shorrock, who's one of the mainstays this season, I remember him playing in one of the FA Youth Cup games here at Vale Park, and it kind of excelled his progression into the first team. It's a chance for them to show what they can bring to a Vale team as well. Yeah,
it is, and as I said, it gives them an experience of a stadium, a professional football stadium, playing inside it, getting the feel for what that is with the surroundings. There will be more people here supporting them, so it gives them the opportunity to feel the energy that you get from a few hundred people in a stadium. And equally, the extra bit of pressure that comes with the first team manager being there, a lot more first team staff being here. There'll be first team players here, so them experience a bit of extra pressure, which I think if professional football players have. If you're going to make it, you need to be able to deal with a whole host of different things, and for them to be part of that on Tuesday evenings, important.
Let's talk about what's happening off the pitch, or what's happened off the pitch over this past month. Recently, we've had some really intense steward training to help with the CPD of our stewards to look after the safety of supporters, and then of course we've changed some of the ways that the turnstiles operate in terms of which turnstiles are operating. Let's talk about that one first, the way and why the decision has been made to operate turnstiles a bit differently and open different turnstiles for different sections of the club.
Yeah, well, we're as hopefully now supporters are getting used to. We're trying to listen as much as we can, and we definitely have a look and an eye on things, particularly on a match day. And we've noticed, as per the last couple of seasons, queues over on the railway stand do tend to get quite heavy as we approach 3 o'clock. Now, some of that is literally people, turning up at 10 to 5 to 3 and trying to get in the ground, which is absolutely the supporters' prerogative, and people want to enjoy whatever's going on in the fan zone or what's going on in Burslem and everything else. So we're definitely not going to say you've got to get here early, but equally when that happens, it does cause extra strain on turnstiles. So what we've looked at and what we piloted at the last game was 2 of the turnstiles on the paddock being actually used for the stand, so getting people in and having extra, I suppose, turnstile options for them to move through. I think over 300 went through those turnstiles at the weekend, which meant queuing times were down to the equivalent of about 30 minutes, which we're hoping continues. Now, we're also hoping that attendances keep creeping upwards. So we are looking at things, getting ahead of ourselves, I think, trying to be a bit proactive in how we can make sure that the supporters' journey into the ground is as seamless as it can. So that'll happen again this weekend. It'll happen for the next couple of home games, definitely, and we'll keep an eye on that. But any feedback, please, feed through is what I'd say to supporters. But that'll be a noticeable change. And as you said, we're always looking at ways that we make sure that Vale Park is as safe as possible for our supporters. So we often do it, but just the weekend just gone, there was a medical emergency training opportunity or training session that was done with stewards and staff, which is once all supporters have obviously left Vale Park, so staying behind and looking at what that would mean. Look, there's been examples up and down the country of, unfortunately, supporters having some sort of medical emergency, and we want to make sure that as a club we're as best equipped as we can to deal with that as quickly and as swiftly as we can for our supporters. So Wayne Jones leads on that, and there was some training done at the weekend and went really well, and we're always looking at how we try and improve that. A lot of things, obviously people don't see what goes on behind sort of the grass, I suppose, and that's a great example of how we are looking to keep people as safe as physically possible, or God forbid, something serious does happen, we're in the best possible place to try and do something about it, and quickly.
Earlier this week, we announced information about the Christmas appeal for 2024. Obviously, not just in the world of football, but in the community, across Stoke-on-Trent, it's very, very, very open what we do during Christmas. As a football club, we open the doors to the people who might not necessarily get to celebrate Christmas in the way that they would like to. And that Christmas appeal has been announced this week, and it's going to be such a great opportunity for us to give back to the community that supports the club.
Yeah, and anyone that knows anything about Port Vale knows that we're a community football club, and we're a very proud one, and we want to make sure that we are, one of the key organisations that support and deliver key community projects, and Christmas is definitely one of them. Before I just touch on Christmas, we've had just this month again quite a bit that we've done around Together Against Racism. We show racism the red card, which has been very well supported, as you know, through the first team, through the community programme and projects, through player appearances, through Darren himself. So we're really keen on making sure that we do that. Our walking football team has won the league, which is again a great sort of another opportunity that the club gives to its community. And then going on to Christmas, I think as always, we hugely supportive of other organisations and what they do over Christmas, and it's not about Port Vale delivering Christmas for its community. It's very much a partnership programme, and us making sure we use the profile, the power of the badge, the power of the football club to make a difference. And if we can do that alongside a whole host of partners and provide presents and provide opportunities for young people and families which quite frankly wouldn't happen without us. I mean, it's something that I believe as a football club we definitely should be doing. So lots of information has already gone out, and there'll be follow-up stuff around how people can donate to our Christmas appeal, how they can get involved with volunteering in our Christmas appeal, and equally how you can help signpost and make sure that if someone needs a Christmas meal on Christmas Day, the football club will be open here at Vale Park to support that as well. So yeah, we're really proud of being a part. It's a huge part, as you know, of a busy Christmas period for football. But again, you know, and everyone knows Carol and Kevin, and Carol in particular at Christmas is a huge advocate and supporter of making sure that Christmas is special for everyone, and we want to make sure that we do that at Vale.
And once again, it's supported across the whole club, including men's first team, women's first team, the scholars. Everyone gets involved in one way or another to ensure that we can give the best possible Christmas to those who need it the most.
Yeah, it's what we do, and I felt that in the couple of years now I've been here, that Christmas, but equally that the whole 12 months is about what you can also do for others. It's not just about yourself and what you can do for for yourself and for the people in and around you. It's what we can do for the wider community. It's how we can impact and make a difference to others. And if we get the opportunity to do that, I know everyone inside the football club wants to give give a little bit back as well. And that's the types of characters and types of people that we've got at Port Vale.
Matt, thank you, and no doubt we'll be speaking to each other again next month, hopefully with a bigger smile on your face as well.
Thanks, Dan. Thank you.